What is up, everybody? This is Nick Fiore of FioriousNation here on YouTube. It is episode 37, episode 37 of the Forbidden Podcast here via yours truly, FioriousNation. It is Friday, August the 14th of 2026, 2 days before my actual 30th birthday, by the way. But today, I got a very special guest here. Now, Adam Carl was supposed to be back here today. He wasn't here last week, and unfortunately, he's not here again this week. He should be back soon, hopefully next week. But I know you'll still be watching. He's on his little personal vacation. He'll be back next week, hopefully. So he should be. But with that being said, I do have a special guest though here today, and yes, I beat you too. I was gonna add you in there. So I was kind of let the cat out of the bag. Yes. Eric of Over the Top Ropes Podcast.
You're looking
making his
good.
debut on FioriousNation. How are we doing, Eric?
You're looking good. I'm proud of you. I've been paying attention. At least you didn't go 6'7". Okay, in our day, you'd be for a bunghole. I always wanted to do that. But anyway, you all out there in TV land know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, stay notified. Keep tabs on everything with the Hardcore Sports Network and, of course, the OTTR Network. If you missed it Tuesday night, the Pod Mob men over on OTTR, and of course right here on Hardcore Sports, they dove into everything that went on this past week. But Nick,
yes,
in real time, see, not much happened on NXT, but there is something we got to dig into because I think you will concur. Tony D's got a bullseye on his head. And with the return of Grayson Waller,
yes,
and now the man that we also known as one Mike Santana, aka Cruz Montana, which I put the name change because it's honoring his dad. I have no beef with that. It begs the question.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about in the closing moments of what happened on NXT?
It's funny to say that, Eric. The son of Umaga, the son of the Samoan Bulldozer, Zilla Fatu, the hottest free agent from the Indies who recently wrestled on the Amazing Red a week ago.
Oh, I saw that
at
match.
House of Glory. Great.
I saw that.
Minus that botch, but it was really good. He lost Amazing Red, and that was his send-off from the Indies. He's been wrestling on the Indies for, 3 years? Trained under Booker T in Reality of Wrestling down in Houston, Texas. And now he's finally signed to WWE. It was reported early in the day on Tuesday before NXT that he was signed. I mean, we all knew he'd be signed inevitably, but he actually, and I thought he'd debut on the main roster on Monday Night Raw, part of this Bloodline stuff they got going on Raw as of late. But no, he showed up on NXT during the main event of a number one contendership NXT championship, number one contendership match between Grayson Waller, who's now back in NXT, which I think is a great move. Loved this pipe bomb a few weeks ago. And it was Grayson Waller versus Cruz Montana, the former Mike Santana. And Zilla Fatu came out of nowhere, attacked both men. The referee threw the match out, but Zilla Fatu was doing
it didn't matter at that point.
Doing the Samoan splash. And I think I listen, I have no problem with him in NXT, and I'm very happy to see him finally in the big leagues in WWE. I'm very excited to see what he does. People may have to start watching NXT from now on every week, on every Tuesday now that he's on. And I think he's going to do great things. And his father would be proud too.
Oh, God. Well, look at a certain individual who tweeted something shortly after he showed up.
Yes.
I think you know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
My name, escúchame. My name is Armando Alejandro Estrada, the very manager of Umaga. Now, here's the funny part about that. I suspected it, but not in NXT.
Me neither. And NXT, man, they got a big boost.
But here's the problem. Zilla has a situation he needs to go fix. because this is going to happen whether everybody likes it or not. Sunday, 11 a.m., 10 Central, live on the Wrestling Asylum. Paul Levesque. You just couldn't fucking leave well enough alone. You castrated Jacob, who's on a pure, natural babyface situation. Hey, Script.
Nice see scripts.
Nice to see you. Okay. You are on the cusp of that. And now you're about to do the same thing to Solo. Both men, Nick, and tell me if I'm wrong about this. Both men became natural baby faces. Solo's was a little longer. Jacob's was came a little bit sooner than Solo. And now, Paul, you're expecting to dust this bullshit off and the fans just to fucking go, this shit again?
Hey, that's what we do.
Hey,
that's what we do.
Hey, Triple H.
Jesus.
Well, I want to throw it over to you because I got to ask this question. And everybody watching I want to chime in. Does this even make a lick of sense?
Well, I will say this about with Solo Sikoa. He ever since he left the MFTs and he's been a babyface on his own, he's like been so much more better off. And the best part of this whole Bloodline stuff outside of LA Knight, and he's actually more free and more himself. Even the opening of Monday where Jey Uso does or Yeetman does the morning shot, pow, and Solo Sikoa's like, did anybody get shot? The pew pew pew.
Oh, did you see the it was a joke where it's Jey Uso's mugshot.
Yes.
From that on Raw. How about that laughing? I'm going.
But with Solo Sikoa,
who had the balls to do this shit? This is fucking priceless.
Yeah. But with Solo Sikoa, back to him, he did lose to Yeetman on Monday. And thanks to Jimmy. And now that Solo lost to Jimmy.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Since you brought that up, there's something interesting about that.
Yeah.
I have a theory. Not Austin theory.
Right.
But I have a bit of a theory. Just hear me out. What if Solo goes to swallow Crow? One of two things happens. Mm-hmm. He tells Roman to go fuck himself and he ain't doing it. Or, because this will be in Buffalo, I'm visiting family in Dallas, so I won't be there for it. But the arena goes black. You see electric bolts flying through a familiar riff, and it's the final boss. He walks in, he looks at Roman, and goes, I'll deal with you in a minute. Looks at Solo and says, look, what happened last week ain't going to stand. So here's what's going to happen tonight. We're going to have a rematch. No interference. One pinfall or tap out. No outside interference, and that includes from any of you. If any member of the roster gets involved, you're fired. On site. No questions asked. Solo, if you win, we won't always be there for you, but you can be on your own. I will respect that. But if you lose, you have to make a promise to me you'll honor your word and come back. Keyword being honor your word. Rock says it exactly like that. And Solo thinks about it and goes, see, Roman, he asked. You tried to dictate. Because I accept. And that's out of respect because Roman's a tribal chief when we all know The Rock is the high chief. The very same position his late grandfather was.
Yes.
Okay. So there's that. The other scenario that stays with this one is this. Let's say they shake hands. Rock, he goes to leave and Rock pulls him in and goes, I mean it. Do not. Don't dishonor your word.
Right.
And Solo goes, okay. And Roman and the Usos are bitching and bitching and bitching. And Roman and Rock just goes, shut up. He gets that look. Mm-hmm. And he looks at Jimmy and Jay and goes, Jimmy, you'll do what you're fucking told. Stay out of it. Jay, go get ready. Roman, you weren't dismissed. Roman's arrogance tries to get the better of him and goes, you know what? Boom, rock bottom. Picks up the belt, picks up the mic and goes, you're not the head of shit. Not till you beat me. Keep this nice and warm. I'll see you in Riyadh, bitch. Mania 43. There you go. And you begin that long-term story.
Oh, we got 3 likes. Thank you, Scripts. And that's yeah, like that.
So keep those likes going. If you do it like that, you set up Mania 43. Here's the catch. We go back and get rid of the you know what?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do Rock and Roman, then now that's a big if Rock's committed and if he's going to show up to Mania. That's the big thing because apparently he's transitioning to music or whatnot because he failed with the Moana remake this year. That bombed. I didn't even see it, and I heard it bomb big time. And I mean, he'd choose Hollywood over wrestling. He would. Even did back in 2002. And now he's not that big Hollywood star he once was. Now he transitioned to music. I mean, I wish him luck, but I don't know how well that's going to work. But that's like Rock and Roman. The way you laid it out, Eric, I think that is perfect. And it would be, I think it would work. The only thing is Rock has to be committed and has to show up. And he hasn't showed up since the Elimination Chamber in Toronto last year. Now, if you're going to do Rock and Roman at Mania, if Rock commits, it doesn't need the championship. Now, this is what I'm thinking. You mentioned with Solo Sikoa, if he's given to the Bloodline and he falls in line. What if another scenario? Solo accepts that he's fallen in line. However, because I think Roman beats Penta on Raw Mexico City, September 14th. Afterwards, after that Raw date, I think because LA Knight's been in the Bloodline vortex, I think after Raw September 14th, we get LA Knight and Roman Reigns for the world title, maybe at Money in the Bank in New Orleans, and maybe Solo makes a choice. He spikes Roman, costs Roman the world title against LA Knight, and LA Knight walks out of Money in the Bank with the World Heavyweight Championship. And we get Sikoa. Ooh. Yes. Ooh. And that's how maybe that leads to maybe Rock and Roman at WrestleMania that way. And Rock maybe was in it with Solo to screw Roman out of the world title against LA Knight at the Money in the Bank in New Orleans in October.
But there is something else that I think, and we're going to dive into a lot of this here today. There's something else involving Zilla. What happened on SmackDown not that long ago where 2 young men were approached by their father?
Haku.
Think about it.
Yes.
I have a scenario. What if Roman's doing this because he knows you pissed an elder off?
You could.
What if Haku is going, okay. Fuck and this. Bingo.
It could.
And there it is.
And that sets up Rock and Roman at WrestleMania because if Rock commits to WrestleMania in Saudi, it doesn't need the world title. Honestly, that's if Rock commits. I mean, honestly, I think Rock and Roman, that ship sailed, and they could have done it at Mania in 2020.
No, there's a reason why I don't think it's sailed, at least not yet. I would do it now because you have an opportunity. You do have the opportunity for it. Because now Roman, because now you're trying to rebuild this, and the problem is, plain and simple, I'll call it what it is. You now have a situation where you have to do it.
Yeah. Big thing, Rock has to be there. And the big thing, Rock has to be there. He has to show up.
That's the other issue.
Yeah, because Rock can't commit. And if he can't commit, then how are you supposed to get people to care for that match if he's never there?
True. But see, here's how you could play it, though, as well. It could be played off as the reason why Rock's not showing is because he knows he's going to lose to Roman and this, that, and the third and all this other shit. Yeah. But you get little snippets where, I don't want to put this. I'm trying to find the right words. Where you have Roman in training and he sends little vignettes showing him getting ready and, you know, as intense as he can go. And you're sitting there going, oh, fuck. Rock ain't playing this game.
No.
It's a literal, oh, shit, this is real. He ain't dicking around. He meant what he said. So there's that.
Yeah. What's up, Mitch?
Hey, Mitch. Nice. I had to miss the gym because I had a headache earlier this morning.
I'm thinking about getting back in the gym too, actually.
I'll be back in tomorrow. It's no biggie. But no, what I'm saying to you is that's a big scenario that could be in play. But I've been wanting to ask this question.
Okay. Yes.
What were your thoughts overall between Zilla Fatu and this whole thing with rebringing the bloodline? I do think you have a very valid point. With the whole LA Knight thing, but I'm going to leave the floor to you to address it for a moment. I will be.
No problem, as Eric becomes right back. So the Zilla Fatu situation, like I said, I expected him to go right to the main roster. And I mean, because like even if Zilla were in NXT, I mean, I expect it to be a quick cup of coffee. I mean, you could have Zilla win the NXT title by the end of the year, have him get called up after WrestleMania next year. He doesn't need to be in NXT long, or you could have him make that NXT brand his own. But originally, I was even thinking Zilla skips NXT, goes right to the main roster, and maybe be part of War Games. And I was originally thinking Zilla, Jacob, Jimmy, Jay, and Roman in War Games against LA Knight, Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, and then Penta and Rey Fenix. And the reason I bring up Penta and Phoenix is because of this Raw Lucha tournament that Rey Mysterio, the AAA general manager, came up with. And I'm hoping, I don't know if they're going to do this or they're going to play it safe. I hope Triple H doesn't listen to Bruce Pritchard or Michael Hayes, just throw them both in the bin. If I'm Triple H and if I'm booking this, or if I was in charge, I'm booking Penta, Rey Fenix in the Lucha tournament finals. Penta wins. He gets Roman in Mexico City. He loses to Roman, but then Rey Fenix makes a save for his brother Penta against Jay, Jimmy, and Roman, potentially leading to Usos versus Lucha Bros at Worlds Collide in Chicago, and potentially leading to Lucha Bros and War Games teaming with LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys against Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, and Zilla with the Bloodline at War Games. I was originally thinking that, but now it's still on NXT. I may scrap that actually and have Roman, Jacob, Jay, Jimmy 4-on-4 versus LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and the Lucha Bros. But
you just blew my mind on that one. And the reason I say that is that would be a hell of a thing. Now, I got to ask, because I'm going to probably ask this again. What are your thoughts about the Lucha tournament?
Better than the Continental Cup, that's for sure. I mean, it's predictable, yes, but I would much rather that than the Continental Cup. And just my
Tell me
opinion.
why.
Because you got Matt Sydal, guy who's never on TV, Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong, Ace Austin, who's underutilized as fuck as an AEW. Tony Khan just treat him like a shiny new toy and put him away in the toy chest. You have
I do kind of see your point there.
Hector Scout versus Brian Cage, and they did Brian Cage dirty.
They have done Brian Cage dirty, but I think it's not okay. So I'm not saying it's fully Tony's fault. I'm not going to put it all on him. Just hear me out. Think of this. We know the old fart. Side note, it has been revealed the reason Vince McMahon is now in arbitration is because the woman that made those accusations recently just admitted she lied. She wanted her 5 seconds of fame. She fucking lied. And it is all on tape. So there is discussion. I don't think he needs to, because truth be told, he's 80. It's go enjoy your fucking life. You've earned it. I think what he should do, or at least this is just my opinion, go enjoy yourself.
Right.
I understand why. Believe me, I get it. But first of all, ticket sales would not be this bad in terms of price if he was still there. But you want to know what else? I also think, and this is just my opinion, I think part of what needs to happen, and it should have fucking happened, is you do this. Item 1. You go and get back to what we know. As far as the Lucha Tournament, I liked it. Getting a title shot versus Roman in New Mexico or in Mexico City. Yes. Now, as it pertains to what you just mentioned.
Yes. Penta versus
my Phoenix. Remember one thing. Vince, by design, I bet you did that because he knew he'd have an inflated roster. But look at what Tony Khan was able to do early on. He took young talent and turned them into stars. Now he's got to figure out how to make newer ones. And he's done that in some way with Kevin Knight and a few others. He's not going to get it right every time. We know how good Ace Austin is. I think the thing is he's looking at long term and nobody's realizing that, because the reality is you've got to figure out where to put them. You got to figure out where do they fit. Where I think Tony's trying to figure out, okay, how do I make a story logical? Which I respect. I'm not giving him, a pass on a lot of shit. I'm just saying you have to look at it and say, okay, where's the disconnect? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm not giving Tony a full-on pass. Yes. Has there been some talent he fucked up? Sure.
Yes.
Santana and Ortiz should have been tag team champs. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Oh, well. Private Party, that's them getting hurt.
Adam Carl.
Adam.
Yeah, the learning tree. That sucked, the learning tree.
Okay, that was Jericho's baby. He fucked that up.
Hi, guys. I am the learning tree.
It was done as a heel move, which I thought was fucking funny. But it wasn't what I expected. Now, I'll say this. Wednesday night was great to see Jarrah show again.
I did see that. And Big Show was on commentary then.
Oh, my God. That was fucking great. And the way the two of them were smiling. You could tell they were having fun.
Yeah.
And Big Show has said this: working for Tony has been a lot more fun because he cares about the talent.
He does.
Okay. And everybody around here can go, oh, but you know, this, that, and the third, and you got to be a dick. No, you don't. Okay. This is one thing about Vince that people do not know is that when Mark Henry's mother was sick, it was either sick or she passed, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Vince turned around and goes, go do what you got to go do. Come back when you're ready. He was gone for nearly a year and paid him the whole time.
Wasn't this during like the Ruthless Aggression era or something like that?
Say what?
Wasn't this like during like the Ruthless Aggression era in like the mid 2000s or something like that?
It was in the late 2000s. I think right around the 2010s, right around the start of that, give or take. Okay. Don't quote me. But when I say holy shit, I mean holy shit. Wow. Like he actually let that be. Because in his eyes, it was like, yeah, you had the loss of a family member. You're not going to be able to perform the way you need to. You know, that's number one. But more importantly, the other piece that I think people do not understand, this is just me, I think the other piece de resistance is the fact that, you know, that can mentally mind fuck you.
It can, yes.
So guess what? This was them saying, yeah, no. This was Vince saying, no, your mind is not where it needs to be. You need to go handle family. So that's what he did. What I will say is what really made me happy the most was seeing, how do I want to word this? I think what really makes me happy is seeing that Tony's taking a vested interest in everybody. Like, yes, he's adding time to people's contracts when they're injured. Yes, everybody can be pissed that Britt Baker's not on TV, but sometimes I think what it is some stories go take precedence and you're not going to see certain talent. It happens. Okay? Prime example, CM Punk's world title reign in the mid-2000s when he was there. Okay? Michael Hayes said it best. It's no excuse, but fuck. It's the reality. Mm-hmm. It's reality. He said it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But, I mean...
yes, he missed the ball on Penta. I understand that.
But and Ray Phoenix, and tack time to Ray Phenix's AEW deal. When Ray Phoenix injured, when Phoenix didn't want to be there. I mean, that didn't sit well with me. Ricky Saints is another guy. Malachi Black.
Malachi Black, it turns out, has been known to be a bit of a shit disturber. That's become revealed in more recent months.
Yeah. Then you mentioned CM Punk. I mean, he didn't want to be there in AEW. The thing with Jack Perry really was the breaking.
Well, he wanted to be there at first. He admitted that. But when he was trying to bring some of the old school mentality, I think it was the approach he took.
Yes. Yeah.
Wasn't going to work.
I mean, with Tony Khan, no, but CM Punk even said on Ariel Helwani's show that AEW is not really a real business, and he wanted to bring something, make AEW grow, but they weren't really about that. And then some boys in the back got jealous of him, and then when Tony Khan created Collision to have the people who like Punk on Collision and those who don't like Punk on AEW, and
on Dynamite, yeah, I get it.
Because and Punk told Tony that was never going to work, and then he's like, Tony, just let me go. And Tony's like, no, I'm not going to let you go. I can't let you go. I can't do that. I'm going to create this own show for you. You're going to be a big part of it, and I can't let you go. I don't want to let you go. The only one that wanted to keep him was Tony, because Tony was a big fan of him.
But the other thing was he knew Punk's a moneymaker.
Yes.
Okay. But here's the other thing, though, too. In retrospect, it all worked out. But I'll say one thing. I think what needs to happen now is everybody just grit your teeth, move forward. And yes, AEW is growing, but here's the thing. Look at what WWE is doing and being petty. Think about it. Trying to control the ability to use big arenas. Busted open into WWE radio. Okay? Hi, I smell the Monopoly 2.0 idea. And that's bullshit. Pure bullshit. Sorry. If anybody don't like my take, bite me. Okay? We know what happened the last time pro wrestling became a fucking monopoly. We had to wait 19 goddamn years. Well, 18 fucking years before something was born. Do we really want to go back to that? A monopoly again? Where you have NWA, you have TNA, New Japan, All Japan, GCW, AEW. Now you got places where more guys can work. Yes, Cody Rhodes left AEW, but that was because, as he put it, he didn't want to be the guardian. He admitted, I fucked up and put myself there. Openly admitted that shit. It's like, bro.
And they brought so many guys in at the time, and he felt bored. I felt like he pretty much did everything. I mean, maybe had a difference with Tony and Cody, but Cody felt it was the time to also leave, and he left. And
yes, he felt that his baby was growing. His baby was growing. He didn't need to always be there anymore. There is no shame in the job that he did. He helped start the revolution that needed to happen.
Yes. He was an EVP with the Bucks.
Yep. Okay. And he admits he put himself in this scenario. And in a way, if you think about it, he fucking did. He put himself here. So now you live with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm not saying that to be nasty. I'm saying it because the reality is you put yourself there, dude.
Yeah.
That would be like if McDonald's would actually fix their fucking ice cream machine.
Yeah, sometimes the ice cream machine can be very malfunction problems.
Yeah, they have a propensity not to clean it.
Jeez. The worst thing to do is to turn off, then it just smells to high heavens, is what I heard.
God, don't even get me started on that.
That's like the worst fucking thing you do, and they tell you never ever turn the ice cream machine off. Never. That's what, because it'll smell, and it's just this terrible.
Because they don't literally keep it cleaned.
Yeah.
Which is stupid on their end.
Yeah. But getting a little bit off track here, but
yeah. But my point is this. Overall, I love the idea for the Lucha Tournament. In terms of the Continental Cup, I smell, there is a match that we have yet to see.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Would you like me to tell you?
Go ahead.
Eddie Kingston, John Moxley.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen that, but speaking of whom, I did see Eddie Kingston wrestle on Collision.
Yep, and he's in the cup.
Yeah, about Eddie Kingston, man. Look at where he was 5 years ago, feuding with Punk, and now look at him. I hate to say it. I mean, looking so the dude looks so out of shape, and it's sad.
No, he looks like he's gotten back into it. He just hasn't been in the ring a lot. Yeah. But
he should be on TV more. I mean, he's one of your best legit guys. I mean, he deserves better than just Ring of Honor. He should be back on AEW TV.
I think that's Tony trying to help.
I don't know.
I think that's Tony trying to help with ROH.
Yeah, but I mean, ROH is kind of lost dead life support cause. I know Tony bought the company because he's a fan of Ring of Honor, and I get it. And he's trying with Ring of Honor, trying to get it back.
No, I don't think it's on life support.
I don't know.
I have to disagree on the whole life support idea. I think it's more of it's going to take time to rebuild, because remember when they got shafted,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call a spade, pal.
Okay.
They really got screwed. And I mean it. They got fucked 6 ways from Sunday.
Well, I mean, when Triple H was running Black and Gold NXT down at Full Sail, I mean, he was plucking like Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, when they were all Adam Cole, O'Reilly, yes, the Undisputed Era as well, including Roddy, O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, all coming to NXT in Black and Gold. I mean, Triple H purged and plucked a lot of Ring of Honor talent. Like, look at NXT Black and Gold at Full Sail. It was basically ranked like Ring of Honor, and it was their best thing. That was Raw and SmackDown wasn't delivering at all, especially Monday Night Raw. SmackDown was decent, but Raw was just god-awful when NXT was their best program. When NXT was on the network every Wednesday for an hour, when it wasn't live and was taped. I mean, the taping was fine, but then the pandemic happened, but...
Well, I think it was better off being live, and they were live when they were doing them live. When they switched it from being a taped 1 hour and they went to 2 hour and it was live, I was okay with it. And you want to know what made me think, okay, they'll be fine? It was after the first takeover in Brooklyn when they went to 2 hour. I knew then, and I still know it to this day.
The one in Takeover New York, the one WrestleMania 35 weekend?
No, this is Takeover Brooklyn 2015.
Oh, the Takeover Brooklyn one, yes.
Yes.
It's funny, around this time, actually, 11 years ago, almost around this time. Well, one of my favorite takeovers to me personally was Bayley and Sasha Banks, or Bayley won the NXT Women's title, and then Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor, and that ladder match for the NXT Championship. That was also a banger.
Well, speaking of Bayley, have you been hearing what I've been hearing? Talk to him, kid.
I think it's just teases. And just talk quick about Bayley. Apparently, when they have the little Twitter thing on Bayley, apparently, and I read this with WrestleVotes yesterday, WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select. Apparently, while there was no substantial update on Bayley's contract status, now Bayley's contract is up. So people are saying in October or the end of the year or January next year. We don't know, and quite frankly, it's none of our business when her contract expires. And it says, according to this report, it was said that a social media video that Bayley recently posted, I think it was the one where it had the Instagram reel, it had the song All In when she was training, I think with Lodestone, I think, which is linked with WWE, posted did not land well with everyone, quote unquote. It was related that the video she posted of highlights of her training at different locations with different wrestlers, including Mercedes Moné, her best friend, was viewed by some backstage as, quote, eyebrow raising. Now, I'm going to be real with you and just be completely honest with you, Eric. Because Bayley is a big, and I mean a big Triple H girl since day one, since dating back to Black and Gold and NXT, and her being such a locker room leader and role model, and because of her with the Lodestone, that's just kind of linked with WWE, and she does the AAA stuff at times with The Undertaker, who runs AAA. I cannot picture Paul Levesque being that dumb to let Bayley just walk like that. I just can't. I'd be very surprised, unless she wants to try something new. I'd be very, very shocked if she ends up leaving when her contract is up. And they'd be foolish not to keep her.
Okay, so here's my belief. To me personally, I think we have a situation that cannot be ignored. I'm of the opinion that either she's getting creatively frustrated or there's something else going on that we're not aware of, and she's going, I want to try something else. And the fact that it didn't land well, you know what? That's good for folks. Grow the hell up.
I don't think it's Paul Levesque, though. It has to be somebody else that worked under Vince, maybe Bruce Pritchard or Michael Hayes, who are unfortunately still there. And how they're still how they still have a job there, to me, dude, blows my mind. And they need to go.
I will tell you why Michael Hayes will be there. There are some things in that documentary on Netflix,
yes,
that people do not know that I have dug into. The reason why Michael Hayes is still there, and I'll give you a hint in a second because I need to grab my laptop cord real quick. So in the meantime, Nick, tell the good fans at home what your thoughts were about. Well, I'll just say it for what it is.
Yes.
As
I was saying,
the Bill Conrad Thompson's and Bischoff's take on Roman.
Yeah,
I'll give mine momentarily.
Eric Bischoff saying that, oh, I'm bored of Roman Reigns, I can't take him anymore. And Conrad Thompson saying that Roman Reigns is like this guy Conrad Thompson basically said, like, I don't get the aura of Roman Reigns or something like that. Or he even compared him like to Bill Goldberg or some shit like that. I have the little thing on that right here. Actually, I can pull it up if I can. Conrad Thompson calling Roman Reigns overrated and comparing him to that of Bill Goldberg when he was in WCW. Like, to compare Roman Reigns to Bill Goldberg, of all people, is absolutely ridiculous. Like, don't ever compare Roman Reigns to Goldberg. Don't. It's not even the same. Goldberg couldn't even go for more than 3 minutes in a match without being blown up. And he was not that good of a wrestler. And he couldn't do football, so he went to pro wrestling. He's one of the most greediest guys in the business, only there for himself. Doesn't wrestle anymore, but he had 2 moves of doom, the spear and the jackhammer. And Roman Reigns, a lot more moves and a much better wrestler than Goldberg. How the hell can you sit there and call Roman Reigns overrated and compare him as well? In addition to that, compare Roman Reigns to Goldberg, of all people. I don't know how you could sit there and say that, bro.
Can I just interject real quick? I'm going to let you rant for a minute because I got to get situated, but I had to jump in real quick before you continue and go. 2 moves of doom sounded like 2 moves of poom without the M.
Yeah, I mean, all he did was a fucking spear and a jackhammer, and he was the.
But do you know why?
He was answered as WWF Stone Cold.
Do you want to know? Well, there was more to it than that. Bischoff knew, but I got to give Goldberg credit. He was trying to use the power plant to his advantage. DDP even admitted that. So you got to give an A for effort. But before you continue ranting, I will also say this. As it pertains to, how do I want to put it?
Right.
As it pertains to Bischoff, Bischoff's just bitter because he couldn't do what Tony Khan is doing, and he couldn't survive as long as Tony is. Yeah. That's called pure jealousy, pal. I'll let you continue ranting for a moment while I get this situation.
No problem, Eric. But yeah, it's like to say Roman Reigns is overrated, bro. Who is there in not just WWE, overall professional wrestling industry in general? Who is there that does it better than Roman and is even close to a Roman in terms of getting you to care? That brings that much importance and a big deal that is a must watch. Whereas if Roman's doing something, this is a major deal and it feels so important. Who is there that is even close to that of Roman Reigns? I'll wait. There is nobody else. Yes, MJF, but Look at what Tony Khan's done to him this year with MJF as world champion. Bitched him out a couple times this year. He's not even going into All In as world champion when he should be. And instead, they got Max, MJF, in this waste of a time, worthless casino gauntlet battle royal that he shouldn't even be in. Better yet, he should be in the world title match at All In against Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. We got Omega and Ospreay one-on-one. When to me, it should have been MJF and Ospreay for the AEW title at All In. I will die on that fucking hill. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, but Omega and Ospreay's a banger match. Well, that's it. It's just a banger match. And Tony Khan booked that because he's a mark. MJF and Ospreay, yeah, you get a banger match, and there's a story, something that AEW needs. You can have a good match, but AEW could piss out great matches. If you don't have a story more than a match, how the hell are you supposed to care? And you wonder why AEW is not growing. You know, WWE coming out of SummerSlam has some stories with CM Punk, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. And we got Roman Reigns with the Lucha Tournament, potentially Usos and Lucha Bros. Roman Reigns with LA Knight, Sikoa with the Bloodline. Stuff like that. Bayley and Becky Lynch and Stephanie Betcare with the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. Got Sol Ruca involved as well. And stuff like that. Got Trick Williams, Baron Corbin, and Carmelo Hayes. Like, how come WWE has stories but AEW can't either? Like, you can sit there and have a great banger match all you want, but if you have no story, you wonder why AEW is not fucking growing, and you wonder why the AEW build is just not fucking there. We're 2 weeks to go till All In. And, I mean, the card looks great on paper, but, I mean, where's the heat? Where's the excitement? I mean, it's not there. This is supposed to be your WrestleMania-esque show of the year, and you're just limping right into All In. I don't understand it. You have Omega and Ospreay and stuff like that. And the rest of, if you look at the rest of the card, looks great on paper. I mean, how do you have that and your build is just not fucking there? You've had AEW Grand Slam Mexico like a week ago. Then I had a not that good of a show Wednesday, just boring, just matches and no story. Really, the only thing that felt important was MJF. He's pretty much like the Roman Reigns AEW. Without MJF and AEW, I don't even want to think about where AEW is right now. He basically is AEW. And when he eventually jumps to WWE, what the fuck's going to happen to AEW? Where the fuck is AEW going to be? Like, does anybody not think about that? Like, I don't fucking get it. I don't understand. Like, you're All In is your WrestleMania show of the year. And you're putting in little effort into building that show. Yeah, the pay-per-view is going to be great. Don't get me wrong. But people will remember the build more so. You know, they say perception is everything. And if if this is what AEW is putting out, no wonder their interest is down. No wonder why AEW is not growing. You know, it's a problem. It's a big fucking problem. You know? And like I said, like, to me, the only one that comes close to Roman Reigns is MJF from AEW, but nobody else comes close to Roman Reigns and his aura and how much importance he brings to the table. Like, when Roman's on TV, it's a must-see, and it makes the show feel that much more important. And look at Roman Reigns as world champion with the match with CM Punk at WrestleMania this year. Match of the year candidate. And Roman and Punk saved WrestleMania this year, by the way. Roman and Seth, not that good of a SummerSlam build this year in Minneapolis. Roman and Seth saved SummerSlam and was a great match with Seth and Roman at SummerSlam. And Penta's going to win the Lucha Tournament. We're going to have a great fucking banger match with Penta and Roman at Mexico City on Raw September 14th for the World Heavyweight Championship after Penta coming off a very great reign as Intercontinental Champion. So Roman Reigns, like 2 or 3 good title defenses with Roman as world champ so far. How the hell can you sit there again and say Roman Reigns, oh, he's overrated. Oh, I'm tired and bored of him. Oh, he's boring compared to that of a Bill Goldberg. And Roman is another guy, by the way, Eric, that is actually one of those guys that actually cares about the business. Goldberg, all about himself. That's a difference.
All right, there's a double-edged sword here.
Okay.
One, I think I understand why that thing of overrated gets tossed. Because Bischoff wants fans to get something new. Okay, if you're not going to do that, why would you go back to the well when we destroyed that story 2 years ago in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
We were supposed to close that chapter. It wasn't supposed to be reopened.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but here's the other thing. I think we're overlooking something.
Mm-hmm.
There is someone who can kick his fucking ass and take that belt at will.
Mm-hmm.
He still has a guaranteed title shot.
Obafemi?
Bingo. So think about that for a minute. Think about it. Oba made it clear he would deal with Brock and cash in his title shot whenever he wants. Adam Pearce is not going to say no. And if Adam Pearce tried, we already know who Oba's going to go talk to.
Nick Aldis.
Nope. He's going to go straight to the boss.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah, Triple H, yeah.
Okay. Now, I understand Conrad's aggravation because it's like we just went through this shit for 4 fucking years. We wanted to move on. We did. And now you want to drag this back up for what?
I mean, I understand where they're coming from, like boring. Roman's boring, but I mean, but he's not boring.
Roman, I think, is gotten boring from the standpoint of we all know what he's gonna do. He's become predictable.
But in terms of importance, there's nobody else better than him.
Oh, I don't think so. I have to disagree.
So you don't acknowledge. So you're telling me you don't acknowledge the tribal chief?
No, and I'll explain. In the beginning, I dug it. I'm not saying I didn't. I totally got on board. Here's what happened. It got to the point where I knew either Cody had to be the one or it had to be Rock that kicked his ass and humbled him. Of course, we got Cody to do that, but herein lies the dilemma. Okay? Where do we go next? I think Hunter, once again, has hit the creative brick wall.
Okay. Oh, sorry, you were going to say something, Eric.
Just give me a second. I do apologize, folks. I got to take a message. Just stay here while I try to gain my thought.
I just wasn't sure it was like something frozen. Anyways.
No, because if it was frozen, it'd be like,
yeah.
But no. Okay, so what needs to happen for me is if you want Roman to really get rid of that overrated label, give me something unorthodox. Okay? I'm going to say this. You mentioned SummerSlam.
Yes.
I've got to ask you, and I've been dying to. I know we're catching up a little bit, and we're a little off topic, but that's okay. That's part of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you lose track and you catch up.
Right.
I need to shed a tear. I finally got my dream. I got to see Nick Aldis wrestle. I have fucking waited 6 years to see that one. And here's the part that nobody realized. I don't think a lot of fans noticed it. Tell me if I'm wrong. but look at the lack of high spot flash. This was old technical school style. And when you have Bret Hart on Twitter tweeting these words from that match going, if I was 30 years younger, and Nick Aldis saying, I wish. You woke up that level of a fan who knows who Nick Aldis is and what he's able to do. And listen to that crowd, Nick.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
I did,
He had his flowers. He got him backstage. He was emotional with Sam Roberts afterwards. And I found a piece of information, and I forget who it was from, but the reason that match was given was to see something. Hunter wanted to see something, and he got it. And the exact words to Nick later that night after the post show and all that were, start bringing your gear every week. He's going to make him a general manager / attraction. I have a hunch. And by the way, there's another match that has to happen because it's 1-1. Who am I thinking of?
1-1.
All In 2018 NWA 70. Those are your clues.
Nick Aldis to Cody Rhodes. When Nick Aldis / Magnus against Cody Rhodes, and All In or All Out 2018 in Chicago.
By the way, Doug Williams, towards the end of the match, tweeted, are you kidding me? Oasis, that was our fucking wet dream theme.
Yes.
Nick, I love you.
Now, what if we get that again, but with SmackDown? I would say probably next year, but then now this is where I'm thinking. Hear me out.
Don't put it on free TV. Make it a fucking pay-per-view match.
But you turn Cody as a heel for that.
Look. Side note, speaking of Cody, listen to what he said. Listen to what he said to Randy. Yes. You're the legend killer. Look around you. There's no legends left except you. So who kills you?
Yes.
That look told me one thing.
I hope so. Please, for the love of God.
I'm like this. I love Cody to death. I have no issue with him. I'm like, dear heavenly pro wrestling gods, let us pray. On behalf of all diehard pro wrestling fans, please bring forth Ring of Honor Bullet Club heel Cody Rhodes. And please inform us of when he lets his hair go jet black so that we can all witness his true greatness as a heel. Can I get a choke slam? Amen. Hallelujah. I made that part up. I couldn't help it.
But yeah.
My point is, as it pertains to that, I can't wait. With the Roman comment,
yes,
Bischoff is pissed. I think Bischoff said it because, truth be told, he's getting bored, and I know it because I got bored. I think what's happened is you have a scenario where you have, I mean this, you have to change it up. You got to make Roman unorthodox. You got to have Roman looking like, oh, well, where's this going to come from? And that's the issue we face.
Right. And then the bloodline slop doesn't help matters either, because we've seen it. I mean, I could see where Bischoff's coming from. I mean, again, in terms of aura and bringing importance, I would disagree. But I mean, at the same time, I can see where he's coming from because of the bloodline slap. And I mean, I could see why. If this was anything different, I don't think it would be like this take from Bischoff. But I mean,
if this was new, I could see Bischoff liking it. But we've seen this shit.
Yeah. It ended at WrestleMania 40 in Philly when Cody finished the story. Even at War Games, I thought after that should, at War Games 2024, even after that should have been over. But now we get this.
Understatement of the fucking decade.
Absolutely. Roman wins the world title from Punk. We get Jacob Fatu being the first challenger. And then Jacob Fatu, because Roman just won the thing, Jacob Fatu didn't even stand a chance because Roman just won it. So it's like neither guy could lose. They basically booked themselves into a corner with that.
I don't think Jacob should have risked his, whatever solo. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, breaking news. This is coming out of Major League Pro Wrestling Canada. Stu Grayson is now a double champion as he defeats Rohad Raja for the Women's Grail and has retained the interim Canadian championship. Side note, I really want to ask a quick question from you. The thoughts on the intergender matches? What do you think?
I'll be honest, I'm not really that big of a fan on the intergender. I mean, it can work on certain specific circumstances, but if it's not done right, it doesn't work. I mean, I'm not big into.
Nope, I completely.
I mean, only certain very rare instances it works, but other than that, I'm not really a huge fan of it, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
I totally concur. I just wanted your real quick take on it. Okay, so
yeah.
Back to what we're talking about. I think at this particular point, something has to give.
Right. And like you mentioned, Oba won King of the Ring. Maybe if
we don't get he's not going to go. I'm telling you now, Oba's not going after or Punk. I'm telling you that.
Oba and Punk have nothing to do with each other, too. There's no story.
No. He already said who he was calling out.
Yes.
And I knew that when I watched Oba in NXT, I knew then what I know now.
Yes.
He just needed time to build on it. And I'm here to tell you, it's coming. I know this. One thing for sure. And it's this. I said to a friend of mine, if you think for one fucking millisecond that guy isn't going to be champion by Mania 43, you're all nuts. I have said this for a long time. The only couple who were able to get one up on him were Ricky Saints and who's the other guy? Oh, wait, I know, Tony D.
Yes.
So here's the rub. I'll say it for what it is. I am salivating for that fight. Because it ain't going to be a typical fight. That's for fucking damn sure. Now, I think Conrad makes some valid points, but I do disagree on them a bit.
Yeah. But if we don't get Rock and Roman, and I can see, if
you get Rock and Roman, like you said, it has to be there.
If it's not Rock and Roman at Mania, then Oba and Roman at Mania, and Oba can win the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber.
No, he doesn't. Because guess what? Nope, he won't have to. Because guess what? He can say, "Well, wait a second. I don't fucking need to win shit." He gets to turn around, look Roman dead in the face, and go, "Pal, I never forfeited my King of the Ring title shot. And I just spoke with Triple H." Think about that.
Or you got a very good point. Or now this is different. I don't know if they have the balls to do it, but let's say we get
Huevos.
Yeah.
But wait. I ain't doing the 6-7, but now, gentlemen out there who are my age or older, please turn your head and good prostate. We'll see you next year. Just need you to fart so that we're not constipated. Doc, yeah, you pulled your finger out, but I inadvertently dropped it like it was hot. Get me the bedpan. Good to know. Nice. Not to fuck with you. My point to you, Nick, is this: look at what's really underneath, and I mean really look Because if you really, really think about this, look at what's coming. We're heading to Survivor Series. I could see Roman losing, or you know what I could actually see? Like you said, a full-blown screw job.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that.
With Solo Sikoa costing Roman the championship against LA Knight.
Either you can make it against LA Knight, or make it against Oba.
You could, yeah, that's another thing.
But don't have it be Solo alone.
Okay.
Stick with me. What if during the course of the match you make it to a point where, and this is a great way you could introduce the internal civil war, because that's coming. You've now summoned Haku. You summoned a fucking elder. Nope. I'm out.
Or unless you get Rikishi.
If you summon Rikishi, that's going to force you know who. You're going to summon the final boss. And he's going to be fucking pissed.
Well, he did it for The Rock.
I did it for The Rock. But no, you summoned Haku. Folks, I'm telling you now, if you've forced the hand of one of the nastiest, badass, toughest Samoan motherfuckers in the sport.
Yes, Haku.
And you summon Rikishi, you're going to have an internal civil war, and that's going to force Rock to step in to fucking fix it. And it's going to be forced through one Roman Reigns, because he's going to have to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Put everybody in their place. To me personally, here's the other way I could see this. Okay. Here's another scenario before we continue, because this is a good conversation.
Yes.
Second scenario. Haku gets pissed off enough to where he makes a different phone call. Haku doesn't call Rikishi. Well, he does, but Rikishi tries to want to get involved. And Rikishi's like, no, man, let my kids handle it. And Haku's like, what happened? Did you lose your balls? And he's like, no, far from it. And they have their conversation. Here's what you do. You turn around and you go, Haku hangs up and understands. Then he picks the phone back up and you hear, hey, we got a bigger problem. And all you hear after Haku hangs up is his sons go, who are you on the phone with, Dad? And you hear, oh, that was the final boss. That's how you know we're in trouble.
Yes.
Now, there's another thing that I noticed that you wanted to talk about. Well, we also got to give props to good old JR. I heard something happened to him.
He had some brain surgery recently. He's it was a success though, expected today, Friday, actually, by the way. I mean, he's gone through a lot with the cancer and cancer treatments and chemo and being cancer free. He's gone through a lot. A legend in Jim Ross. And I mean, his AEW contract is up this month. I don't think he goes anywhere, but he's but though at the same time, there's Ian Riccaboni, who I think should be on Dynamite. And I'm sorry, Tony Schiavone's terrible. Have Ian Riccaboni replace him. Excalibur is he's not that great either. But let's have Taz on there or whatnot. But I think Jim Ross, I mean, he could, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he doesn't go anywhere, but he's respected either way.
blasphemy about Tony Schiavone, goddammit. That's blasphemy.
What a banger show. Oh, what a main event we're going to have here tonight.
Do you realize he's doing that? Do you know why he does that?
The way how Vince McMahon was, he was in charge. He was screaming through Michael Cole's
No.
ear. Because that used to happen.
Do you know why Tony Schiavone truly does that? Harken back to his days in WCW. He took that mentality and brought it to the main day. AEW. That's why he's doing it. So that's number one. Two, I do agree. Taz is doing what Taz needs to do for health right now, so that's fine. I think Ian Riccaboni should be doing Dynamite. Put Excalibur in ROH. Switch it up a little bit like they did in 08 with Raw and SmackDown commentary. Yes. I like rotating out Nigel and Paul White. Yeah. I think Nigel's that's beautiful.
Good. Love Nigel.
Beautiful. And by the way, Nigel simply tweeted when Oasis was playing for Nick Aldis. He simply tweeted, "Lucky bugger."
Yeah, I did see that tweet the day of the SummerSlam when he had Oasis come out. Yeah.
So
Jason Spitzberg, what's up, bro?
What's up, bud? So
make sure you get the like
other thing I will say is you got to do that. One thing that I know is JR's one tough bastard. 2 bouts with Bell's palsy. I mean, come on. You lose your wife. You roll the dice on, working for a new company that's up and going, and it's doing very well. Yes, it's sauce. So I'll take the post-punk, release from AEW, that small window. Those were what we call the pro wrestling gods bitch slapping Tony Khan around going, motherfucker, you got to pay a form of penance for us here. We're not going to be an asshole, but there's a form of penance that must be paid. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. But Jim Ross being one of the most respected guys in the business since day one, especially him being a big part of the Attitude Era, commentating with Jerry the King Lawler, being a big commentator on Raw. Yep, puppies. Yeah, it's like And then Jim Ross doing a little bit of SmackDown commentary, which I felt he was better with Raw than SmackDown, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
They drafted him to the SmackDown in the 2008
By the way,
that was
the day that JR finally retires, I'm letting you know now Michael Cole's going to be the motherfucking one crying. You wait. Good. Oh, and I know everybody, please show Michael Cole some fucking love, because this is a very hard position. I did not know this. This came through my newsfeed actually before I joined you to kick off the show today. Get this. Michael Cole lost 60% of his hearing.
Yeah, I has to use the hearing aid. I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Michael Cole, you're the voice of a current era. Nothing but love and respect. Still kind of pissed at you for what you did to JR in 2010, 2011. I understood it, but still a little pissed. Not as pissed as I was back then, but nevertheless, But I will say this. You have done a phenomenal job, Michael Cole. Yes. I'm sorry I'm getting sidetracked, but there was a lot that needs to be said because we're talking about good old JR.
There's nobody better like them, and I think we need to appreciate them right now, because they're not going to be around forever.
I'm going to say this to you, just between us and the fans out there. Because this pertains to Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. I've been a fan for over 37 years. And I've seen it all. I'm going to say this. I'll stay a fan till the day I'm called to the big house up there. We are down to the last 2 men of the 2002 Ohio Valley Wrestling class. Randy Orton, Shelton Benjamin.
Yes.
And when those two call it, you can say Sheldon's not a man. And side note with the Hurt Syndicate, the reason why Tony's doing what they're doing, and MVP said this, it's not about the titles. It's Tony Khan having a story that makes sense. For the time that they were there, that they were on TV, yes, it made sense. Now Tony's saying, hey, go do what you want to do, get healed up, rested up for Bobby Lashley. Met him, nice guy, cool as fuck. So that when he has something that makes sense, see again, logic. That's why they're not on TV much right now.
I mean, I did
want something that.
Sorry.
Say what?
Sorry, they did wrestle Shane Taylor Productions recently with this tomorrow's Collision.
The reason why they did that is because now, as MVP said, now we got to start figuring out, okay, how do we build that newer set of stars? And that's something that Tony's looking at. So MVP's on the inside going, okay, this kid is starting to figure it out. Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. Stop the instant gratification. Let's bring this motherfucker in for a landing. We're going to be good. When MJF imitated the president, went, we're going to be great. It's going to be great. It's the way he made the hand gesture. Nick, watch this. Great. He's great. Yes, that was priceless. Okay. Here's the other thing that I will say, and I'm getting back to it. Batista's called it. Cena called it. Brock just called it. When Shelton and Randy are done, the second best era is over.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era officially passed. I'll call it passed away.
Then you got Rey Mysterio, part of it.
That's a separate entity. Not in the derogatory way.
Right.
The lucha aspect of it. I'm talking what we knew pre lucha introduction is what I'm referring to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, granted, you got the Hardys.
When the Attitude,
I see where it comes.
To me, the day the Attitude Era fully passed away wasn't WrestleMania 28 with Hunter and Taker in Hell in the Cell. It was Survivor Series 2020 and Undertaker saying it was time. And the reason I say it is this. He was the final one. Austin had to leave way too soon. If he doesn't take the pile driver, he probably would have had another 5 or 6 years after the 02 walkout, which I understood.
We also had the Owen Hart thing at SummerSlam in 1997 where he took that.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was paralyzed live on a pay-per-view and almost had to retire.
Yeah. Then Shawn calls it in 2010. Hunter calls it almost what?
Like a month after, like as a full-time guy, kind of.
Almost like a full-time guy, but calls it officially
the heart attack
during 2020 when he had that near-death heart attack.
Yeah, it was like, well, he had this cardiac event in the fall of 2021. He tweeted it out, and that's when 2.0 NXT started, which was the shits. And then he went down with a heart attack.
You mean NXT 2.0?
That was
Vince
awful.
McMahon jacked off a unicorn, okay? Call a spade a spade. Vince McMahon jacked off a unicorn, and that's what we came up with. Although, I have to admit, we got some talent out of it. Now,
yeah,
we'll say
Braun Breaker was one of them.
Braun Breaker was one. Roxanne Perez coming in was another.
Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Tony D'Angelo. Trick Williams, it took a couple years, but he got there and got over on his own. We did have what was a Toxic Attraction, then Fatal Influence a couple years later with JC Jane in there.
Oh my God. Nothing beats the original Toxic Attraction with one Gigi Dolan, aka Priscilla Kelly. By the way, Priscilla Kelly,
Mandy
when you
Rose.
let me clap it.
Yeah, they had Mandy Rose in there. She did reinvent herself, okay.
Mandy
Yeah,
Rose
that's
took that and ran with it. I was impressed. And shout out to Mandy Rose. She officially entered the MILF category. She and her husband had a baby boy, so shout out to them. I will say this.
Yeah.
Back to commentary.
Right.
JR.
Yes.
Is when JR went into the Hall of Fame and Triple H said he only wanted to be as good as Gordon Soley, and Hunter looked him in the eyes and said, "You're as good as Gordon Soley ever was." JR rewrote the book.
Yes.
Michael Cole added chapters to that book, as did Tony Schiavone, as has the guys in TNA, guys in NWA.
Right.
Okay. So don't, not discount the other big names, because they all wrote different chapters to the book. Gordon Soley was the first author. JR picked the pen up and picked up where it left off. All these guys since. So to JR, rest up, heal up. We love you. And if this is it, well, I think I speak for myself and most longtime fans when I say the memories last forever. I know you would never change a damn fucking thing.
If he ever leaves AEW,
he ain't going back. He ain't going back.
Or at least make like a sporadic appearance here and there. Like not signed, but like make special appearances here and there. Like a rare.
I think Tony would keep him under some kind of Legends deal where it was, we're going to do this and this.
Because he's
what
also
I would love
WWE as well. Just, I don't know, because like whether it makes special cameo appearances like a Raw, like a Celebration. Or...
No. What I would love to do though, and this is just me. When I went to All In here in Dallas last year, I knew JR was going to come out for the last 3 matches of the night. I rewatched that fucking pay-per-view. And yes, he doesn't have that high intensity as he used to. Motherfucker can still call it. So what if he messes up a line? Who gives a shit? Look who the fuck we're talking about. The GOAT. The GOAT.
Yeah, there's nobody better. Like the same thing with Michael Cole. I mean, look at Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. Look at even Michael Cole and Taz back in the day. Fantastic. Okay. Especially during 2002. Great stuff.
Oh God! What? Right after the brand split began? Oh my God!
That was like there was nobody better. Maybe Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, but Michael Cole and Taz, like to me.
No, let me tell you something about Pat McAfee. I give Pat McAfee all the pop and credit for what he did, because you know what? If it wasn't for him, we would have lost Michael Cole a couple of years back. Michael Cole was considering calling it.
Yes, and Pat McAfee brought his
Pat McAfee brought him back. And you want to know what really brought him back? Go back, start SummerSlam 21 when Brock walked out. Listen to Michael Cole's fucking passion get reignited.
Yes.
And look at what happened. Then we get to when Michael Cole's doing yeet with him on the desk on the debut of Raw on Netflix with him and Jay. You can't sit there and not fucking tell me McAfee didn't have an influence. So for everybody who didn't like what he did with Randy and Cody, big deal. It was all involved in the story. I hated it, but I thought it was brilliant. It was a great way to pull it off. But here's the rub. You don't get a revitalized Michael Cole if Pat McAfee ain't there. If Pat McAfee don't walk into it, we're screwed. Okay? I'll say this. Pat McAfee's voice reaches volumes. Can I say one thing before we continue, Nick?
Right. Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
I want to ask you this. Do you think mixing politics and pro wrestling is a bad thing?
Yes, I do.
Tell me why.
Because the reason I don't really like talking about politics so much, or not really at all here, is because there's so much dividing, and people try and find an escape, with wrestling being one of them. And when you bring politics into it, it's like really, politics, you should really keep that to yourself. And I don't give a shit what you believe in, whether it's Republican, Democrat, or independent. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're a good person inside and out, to me and others, that is all I care about. And I don't care what you believe in.
I have waited to hear somebody else say that, and I'll tell you why. Okay. There was a time in this country, and I'm going to say this again, folks, every week, till I basically pound it into your fucking skull. Because this man right here just said it. Pro wrestling is meant to be an escape.
Yes.
From everyday life. Whether it's here, bills, whatever. What pisses me off is when you bring it into it. Okay? Yeah. Like Nick said here, Mr. Furious. I'm going to say it for what it is. When I was growing up, there was a time, and it served us well, and we need to get back to it, where there were two taboo topics we did not talk about in front of mixed company: religion and politics. Okay? I'm going to say this as my day is long. Every fucking president ain't perfect. They're going to fuck up and make mistakes. If we're going to like them, if we're going to hate them. But guess what? Grow the fuck up. And you don't talk about it in front of mixed company. That served us well. I grew up in the 90s. All you young kids, bitch. Why were the 90s so great? 6, 7. Here's a rotate on both. And I'll explain it as quickly as I can before we get back to it.
Yes.
We didn't talk religion and politics in front of mixed company. That's number one. Number two, all the racism, we fucking had it on the goddamn ropes.
And centuries ago, we had racism.
This close. See that, folks? That close. You want to know what brought it back? 9/11/01, and then it magnified over time, got to 08 and 44, and then 45 figured it out, called it out. 46 made it way fucking worse. And now 47 is a shit show to deal with.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to fuck off and stop doing it. Stop talking religion in front of mixed company. Stop talking politics in front of mixed company. Because it served us well. And you know what? Here's a thought. Quit this cancel culture bullshit. Get a fucking sense of humor. You want to know the day comedy died? We lost Robin Williams. Yeah. I dare you to prove me wrong. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah, when he committed suicide. Very sad.
Yeah, the long and the short of it. Get a sense of humor. Stop the bullshit. Stop talking the taboo and mixed company. And we'll all be fine. Wrestling is meant to be an escape.
And not bring so much of the wokeness too.
Oh, don't. Okay. I'm going to address this once. And I've addressed it once on my show. I'm only going to say it once. You mind if I take the center stage for a moment, Nick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The old moniker of the first three letters of that particular community. I'm not going to say it, but y'all know who it is. I know plenty of people in it. They are fucking pissed off with what has happened. They are livid. The divisiveness on both sides of the aisle. I'm going to say this once. Pray to God or whoever you believe in that the ones that don't want to be bothered wake up. And I mean awaken up. Because if you wake them up, I promise you're going to get the living fuck kicked out of you. Because I have friends in the first 3 letters of that community that are looking at this shit and they are livid. Stop teaching it to your fucking children. I don't want to hear excuses. I'm sick of it. It's okay if they ask simple questions. Stop taking them down the rabbit hole at the age of 3 and 4. Sorry. You don't like that? Be offended. Don't care. Come at me. I dare you. But understand this. Enough. It's not right. And you fucking know it. So I am asking you. No mixed company talk. Get a fucking sense of humor and knock this shit off. Because if you wake up the motherfucking people who don't want to be bothered with this shit, but you piss, because they're watching. I'm telling you that now. I know plenty of people. And they have all told me they are getting real fucking pissed. And I mean pissed. And a lot of them are pro wrestling fans. We have our differences, of course, but we get along. So we have civil conversations. And we find ways to come. We're like this on certain shit. But a lot of it, right there. All day. So mark my words. Keep politics, woke, and religion bullshit out of professional fucking wrestling. I will make it as clear as day. Live how you want to be happy. Don't force it on anyone. If you live a certain way, I have no problem with that. Because all I want you to be is happy. I don't want you to force everyone to believe it. Because I want them to come to it naturally. And if they don't, they don't. Keep it out of professional fucking wrestling. You kids want to know why the 90s were all so great? Because we kept this out of it. But guess what? We didn't have these. See this? We didn't have smartphones. We had the little, you remember on the episode of Dynamite with Adam Copeland where he had the disposable cameras and shit?
Yes, yep, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
We had those 5-second pose flash photography. We were smart enough and we were taught to remember our social security numbers, our addresses, our phone numbers. In summer, we fucking played outside till the street light came on. We knew that was time for dinner. And if we were running late, we better make sure we had a fucking thing of quarters to say, hey, we're on our way. You know, we're trying to be safe, getting home, you know, traffic, all that crap. But we were respectful.
Exactly.
Okay. Here's the other thing that really upsets me. And this goes to independent wrestling shows. Keep your fucking kids respectful and in order.
Yes.
That shit. Oh my God.
Bro, did you see recently this one father used his kid at an airport to get Obafemi to sign an autograph at an airport?
Oh, that's the other thing.
And Oba said no.
That's the other thing that's pissing me off.
Like people following these fans, following wrestlers at their airport to their car just to get
that's annoying the shit out of me. Do you want to know something? So a number of years back, who was it? It was Kane. I was working out at my gym. My dad and I were going to go to an episode of Monday Night Raw. So I see a WWE, gym bag in one of the, storage cubbies. I'm like, another fan? Cool. So as I'm doing my cardio out the corner of my eye, I said, I know you probably get this all the time, but are you? And he goes, yeah, it's me. He goes, just wait. I didn't follow him. He came out. We talked for 20 minutes. He was tired, but he was willing to give me his time. We talked, took a selfie. He didn't look all that great, but I was excited for it. At the end of it, when he had to go to leave, because he had to get to the arena, he asked me two things. You going to the show tonight? Yeah, my dad and I are going. He goes, have fun. I said, what's the other question? He goes, good chicken wings. Where am I going? I said, you got two choices. You can go right around the corner here at the strip mall to Bocce's and tell them you want barbecue wings off the pit. You'll love and thank me for it later. Or go to Duff's going towards the arena. He goes, where's that? So I wrote down the address on a piece of paper and the phone number. I handed it to him. I said, do not, for the love of God, get the suicidal sauce. He goes, why? I said, spicy as hell. And yeah, you ain't going to go on TV tonight. He goes, what are you talking about? I went, think about the time Big Show ate the burrito from Eddie Guerrero and he had the curse of Montezuma. And Kane,
feel good.
Kane busted out laughing at me and goes, I'll keep that in mind. Bobby Lashley, when I met him here in Dallas, he was working out. He had jumped on the cardio machine next to me. I said, I know you He goes, yeah, it's me. And I went, may I? And I shook his hand. I never asked for a picture, nothing. I said, would you mind if we just, he goes, hell yeah. We talked football, wrestling. We talked everyday life.
Wow.
This shit needs to stop. Okay. There was an incident, and it was a couple years back before I had moved to Texas. I'm trying to remember. It was after a AEW show. Now, I had met some of the wrestlers earlier in the day behind the arena, like Sammy Guevara, Jack Swagger. Now, I would have met Ty Mello, but she was in some kind of mental mind situation. That happens sometimes, the travel and whatnot. And I know we're getting sidetracked, but because we brought this topic up, it has to be discussed.
These fans, like, they just follow
they don't have respect. Do you want to know what's funny?
Because they want an autograph to sell it on eBay.
Right. Do you want to know what's funny? Swagger, after I got the picture with him, he said to me, he goes, the fact that you walked up and asked spoke volumes. Same thing with Sammy. I missed Wardlow by 5 minutes. I was kind of pissed, but that's okay. Do you want to know something funny? I met the late Brody Lee when he was Luke Harper in WWE. And that was on a fluke. So I had parked in the parking garage next to the Key Bank Center in Buffalo. And it was after the show. And he was wanting to get out because, yes, he's from Rochester. He wanted to get home, blah, 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 blah. Spend time with Amanda and the kids for a little bit. He saw me. He goes, get me out of here. I said, come. Because I'm the only motherfucker in there before fans start trying to figure out where they're. So I'm like on the second or third level, and he had just walked out the one door, and he's about to go to the elevator, and I'm like, go. I'm like, I know who you are. Just come on. He gets in. I shut the door. No. Finally get the elevator. So they don't know which floor we're going to. So we shoot the shit. Now, my phone at the time was dead. I was mad at that. But that man took 5 minutes to shoot the shit with me. Just asked me what I thought of the show, blah, blah, blah. He shook my hand. And I went, can I? Gave me a quick hug. I said, for everything you do, thank you. He goes, no, thank you for being a fan. It means the world to us. He goes, I wish you and I could get a photo together. I know you said your phone's dead. I said, yeah. He goes, fucking charge it, will you, bitch? Going into Brody Lee mode, which was great. But I looked at him and said, fuck the Maple Leafs. He goes, what'd you say? I said, you heard me. He goes, fuck the Sabres. I said, you want to step outside and kick my own ass? Bring it on, bitch. And I had him rolling. So he got to his car and he left. But it's being respectful. Now, mind you, there was another time where I met two guys. And I, again, was respectful. Give you the situation. So it was after Monday Night Raw in Columbus. I lived there briefly. And I went to Buffalo Wild Wings because it was late. My buddies wanted to grab some. They saw Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman having dinner. I said, guys, don't. So the guys were like, actually, we better go. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to sit. So I'm like, I'm just going to go say thank you to him. So I kindly walk up and I said, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to come over and say thank you for the show tonight. I am a fan. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting your meal. I just wanted to come and say thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Axel looked at me in heel mode and goes, yeah, you're interrupting. And he goes, oh, I'm fucking with you. Heyman went into heel mode when he looked at me and he froze. And he looked at Kurt. He looked back at me. He goes, you're not one. I said, no. And Heyman simply looked at me and went, thank you. I said, may I? And he goes, no. And I'm like, please. He goes, all right. Shook his hand. Looked him dead in the eye. And I said, before I let this go, I want to tell you something. You're the reason I still love this. And he looked at me and went, what? I said, I'm not going to try to go on a tangent. I know you guys are waiting to eat. If you don't create ECW and then what you're doing now over the years, I don't know if my love for this stays. And he looked at me. He goes, that means a lot. And I said, thank you. And I said, enjoy your dinner. I go to pay mine. The waiter looks at me and goes, the tip and the bill has been paid. I went, by who? And Kurt goes,
wow.
That was a way, and I don't know if they'd remember. Hopefully they did. If they don't, oh well. That was a way of them saying, thank you for being so respectful. You are a fan. We appreciated that. This is the type of behavior you people need to fucking exhibit. Because I am getting so tired of this shit.
And there's fans that are just feel so entitled.
Thank you.
Time entitled, especially when they ask for a photo or especially an autograph. The wrestler tells them no. Then they ask the wrestler again. The wrestler has to say
no. If they tell me no, I'd still be simply saying thank you for the show tonight. I appreciate it.
But there's like some people
get wherever you're going safe.
There's
9 times out of 10, if they say yes, I don't shove it at them. Or if I ask for a selfie with them, I don't force it on them. I'll give you the best example. I'll give you the greatest example of them all. And it's one that I just mentioned. It was Kane.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to take a photo with him. He offered it. He fucking offered it.
Yeah.
You want to know something ironic? So I got to see Elias, at a live house show when he was with WWE. My ex and I, when we were together at the time, did the VIP experience. We got to have an autograph with him. You want to know something funny? I met him at the indie show in Buffalo a couple of years later. He fucking remembered me because I was nice, I was polite, I was respectful. Guess what happened last year when I had to move back to Buffalo? It was Brawl Fest, the November show that closes the year for the holidays. Guess who wrestled for us? He is a 2-time TNA champion and is now on the NXT roster. Who am I?
Mike Santana.
Yeah. I met him as he was going in, shook his hand, and said, "Thank you for what you do. I look forward to seeing you fight tonight. I've been watching, and I am so proud to see what you're doing. I am so happy for you." I said, "I'm sorry if I know you got it." He goes, "I'll see you in there." I took a picture with him, got his autograph. As I walked away, he goes, "Hey, thanks." Said, "For what?" He goes, "I don't have to tell you." He walked by me when he was making his entrance. He put his arm on my shoulder. He goes, "I'm going to go kick some ass." I said, "Go get it, brother." And I've been a Mike Santana fan for years. 5150, baby. Okay, and shout out to Conan. I know you're going in the TNA Hall of Fame. I'm sorry about probably losing both your legs. I hope all is well. But lastly, guess who I met earlier this summer before I came to visit my family in Dallas? Back at Brawl Fest in May. I met Lady Frost. Couldn't do an autograph with her because money was tight and I had to get a new ATM card, so I couldn't do that. But guess who I got to meet? Tommy fucking Dreamer. In and outside the venue.
It's funny you brought that up, Eric. I met him because I met him. Then now this was now there's this company based off Poughkeepsie, New York. Shout out to Awesome Championship Wrestling, ACW. Tommy Dreamer has wrestled for them and worked with them. I met Tommy Dreamer and actually talked with him for a little bit on the ACW Mischief Night 2025 from October last fall, the after party at Mahoney's Bar in Poughkeepsie, New York. Met with him. I got a picture with him and talked with him a little bit, talked about John Cena's retirement tour and stuff like that. Very nice guy, just humble, much respect to him, a legend, a future Hall of Famer. I mean, much respect to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't agree with all of his takes, but it's but I will say the guy is a future Hall of Famer and much respect to him.
Yep. I think there's one more thing and it's in the women's, but before we get that, this was breaking. So recently, Jacob Fatu did What's Your Story with Stephanie. And Jacob brought up during the conversation that Bruce and WWE almost fired him because of his alcohol addiction. And it wasn't till that moment that he got sober. And now Bruce absolutely adores him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
But I got to say this. Something happened at SummerSlam that shocked the world on night 2. Yeah. It was a women's match. Furious, would you like to
look? I think it kind of happened. Probably not on that show.
No, but let's start with that. Let's ease into that, into what we're gonna. Well, what happened in that women's ladder match? Who shocked the world?
Well, we had Chelsea Green win the 5-women ladder match, beat Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Lash Legend, and Tiffany Stratton, women's U.S. champion.
AKA Titty Time.
Won the ladder match and became the new women's champion. Fuck the interim bullshit. Chelsea
is
the women's champion.
Do you want to know why the interim got removed? Why did the interim get removed?
Because Rhea Ripley was trying to avoid knee surgery, but had no choice and got it. Now she's out for a while. Is Rhea Ripley. Probably won't be back until around the Royal Rumble next year.
Yeah. So tell us what happened with Chelsea Green recently that you wanted to talk about.
Happened with Chelsea Green recently? Orbital bone surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Orbital bone surgery. Now, thankfully, she doesn't have to vacate the championship.
Nope.
She'll be out
for blessing.
Yep, she'll be on TV. Probably won't be wrestling for a while, but she doesn't have to vacate it. I mean, she'll be on TV, but
she'll be on TV. I don't think she'll be pulling a Liv Morgan, but I think
the Liv Morgan valet. Yeah, I don't even get me started on that
Oh God, we could do that till Judgment Day.
And the greatest
pun
women's world
intended.
champion of all. And I do this every time I hear Liv Morgan say the all-time crap.
Oh no! Every time Liv Morgan goes to open her
Every
mouth, I mute the TV.
I don't blame you.
The one time her mouth was like open, one of my buddies was watching with me up in Buffalo, and he goes, "Insert here." I'm like, "Dude," he goes, "You know what I'm talking about?" I'm like, "Just shut up."
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But Chelsea getting hurt, I'm not sure what match, but I'm guessing. You wait. She's gonna be pulling an Phantom of the Opera looking Undertaker and have that protective mask.
Mm-hmm.
And she recently came out and said she wants to have babies. Yeah, so always ready, Mr. Cardona. I think it's time to take the missus to you know what town and give her one.
Yeah. But Chelsea Green, thankfully, she doesn't have to vacate the championship. That was just because she just won it. I didn't like her losing clean her first night as women's champion to Fatal Influence. That shit pissed me off.
I think
Fallon Henley and Laney Reen. It's like,
right.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna have just Chelsea Green just win the thing, never just lose clean. That's they say perception is everything. And now just Chelsea looked as a loser, but I know she's not. But the way that she was booked,
yeah, right. I think why they did that is they want to garner sympathy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I think it happened during that match.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it happened during that match.
Don't trust this creative team. That's all.
Right. I think it happened during that match.
That's now we get Tiffany Stratton and JC Jane tonight on SmackDown for the women's U.S. title. If I'm booking us, I'm giving that women's U.S. title to JC Jane, and that starts.
No, not yet. JC's not ready. No, she's not ready for that. She's not ready for that. No.
But however, we do that to turn Tiffany heel on Chelsea. I think Tiffany Stratton works better as a heel. That's why I say give JC Jane the championship.
I don't disagree with you, but don't do it. Not now. So you just lost another babyface.
I know.
In Oba, or not Oba, in Solo. We need a babyface right now because remember, we got Nikki Bella that's going to be coming for it. Okay, we're gonna have, and I promise,
Nikki Bella.
I promise. Once Paige deals with it, you wait. I'm gonna call this as the day is long. Watch both. Oh shit! Give me a minute to think. I'm calling it now. You have to time this one right. One miscue and we're screwed. I mean that. We cannot miscue this. You get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
If we're going to turn Tiffany heel, it has to be at the right moment. And right now, you're not there. I hate to say that, but you're not.
Well, they're also bringing in Lola Vice to SmackDown as well, apparently, because she's dating Damian Priest, and they got Tatum Paxley. Lola Vice is coming in. I mean, with Paige and feuding with the Bellas, who's to say they don't involve AJ Lee? There'll be another one. And I think AJ Lee to SmackDown makes sense because CM Punk's there. That's another thing people are not thinking about. I mean, I'm not a fan of Paige and AJ versus the Bellas in 2026 from 2015. I'm not interested in that at all. Don't get me wrong. But I can see AJ Lee go to SmackDown because her husband's there now as WWE champion.
Right. You know what, though? Here's the other thing, though, too. And I was just thinking about it. You know, Chelsea winning the title, great. I feel bad she got hurt, but that comes with the territory. This isn't, ballet. To me, you have some heels. You have Jade, which is going to happen.
She's had a terrible match with Charlotte on SmackDown last Friday. That was three times in a fucking row, bro. I don't know how you even do that. Even Ryback didn't botch 3 times in a row in a match.
I'm going to
Evolve
say this.
was, but
I'm
not
going
even
to say this
Sikoa.
for what it is. All right, this is just my opinion. Anybody who don't like it can kiss my fat ass. All right. In my honest opinion, she should have gone to NXT.
Yes, I could not have said
or
it better.
even Evolve first.
Yeah.
Because
better
now
yet.
Nikita Lyons is starting to come into her own.
She is. She's the Evolve Women's Champion, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, she is.
She's doing really good work.
She's starting to get there. I mean, her character, yeah, we're fine with that. But she's starting to figure out in the ring. And that can take time. It doesn't matter how long. If anybody don't like that, get the hell over it.
And there's nothing wrong with Evolve. You know, look what it did for Kendall Gray. Now she's the current NXT Women's Champion, and she's
oh my god, she's just
a female Kurt Angle if I've seen one. She is so
understatement. Okay, so I'll put it like this. At some point, if you're gonna have Chelsea go up against a heel, there is a way, but it can't be Tiffany. Because you also have Lash, you have Nia Jax, so there's other heels.
Probably not.
Tiffany shouldn't be right. Tiffany shouldn't be right away. Tiffany should be later on down the road. But there is someone who has to turn heel, but not right now.
Rhea Ripley.
Bingo.
I mean, she's over as fuck, don't get me wrong, but I think at some point, probably.
But see, here's how you do it. You don't do it the way you would think. Just hear me out, because we're talking about all this. So for Chelsea, here's what we do. 1, we have a situation where Rhea had to go away and have to, I guess we'll say, relinquish. She comes back pissed. Now she tries to do it the honorable way, but she's left no choice. So she sneak attacks Chelsea. And in her promo, you go, Chelsea, this ain't personal. This is business. I'm sorry. And that's how you put it. You don't make it personal. And the reason why is because you then get that feeling of, oh shit, she's just pissed off because she had to vacate because she got hurt. And now she wants what she never lost, which is defendable. But you do it in a way that doesn't just make sense. Here's how you use it to your advantage. 1, she comes back, she congratulates her, hits her with the riptide. And we're like, what the fuck? What the hell? And then she picks up the belt, looks her in the eyes as she's laying there and goes, I did not lose this. I'm coming for it.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, this just broke from What's Your Story. Jacob Fatu also reveals Triple H almost did not hire him. Jacob revealed that with his addiction issues, it nearly cost him his WWE shot. He said Triple H gave him a second chance with one condition: leave the past behind, get help. After this past WrestleMania, Hunter was seen hugging Jacob and telling him, you did it. The only one who can fuck this up is you. Don't stop what you're doing. I just thought I'd break that in.
That's nice.
But yeah, anyway, this is how you turn Rhea heel. Have her starting off, she's still hot. Everybody's realizing, oh shit, she's right. She didn't lose it. But you know how you do it? Have her take her shot to get it back. Chelsea gets the one up, and then there you go.
Like Chelsea gets a fluke win, then Rhea attacks her from behind. Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. And there's not really many top female heels right now outside of JC Jane. So you kind of need some heels in the women's division.
Yeah. So right now, use JCJ to your advantage.
And women heels that are good. There's Lyra, but there's Lyra. There's JC. The Liv is kind of, I mean, could be booked better. Roxanne, I think, is going to go face away from the Judgment Day. But there's not that many heel women in today's WWE Women's Division that are that good. So, yeah, I would not be.
We need to get rid of the Judgment Day. I'm going to say that right now.
It's pretty much a female faction at this point, that faction.
The Judgment Day story came and went, and it's just got so fucking stale.
It is.
Every time they come on the TV, I just mute it because it's like, this shit really.
Yeah, I don't blame.
Okay,
it's boring.
Oh yeah,
it's very boring. There's nothing exciting about it anymore like it once was. And the group is dead. Like the Vision, the group's dead. That's another faction I need to kill and get rid of.
Please. You want to talk about
who I would replace? And I watched AAA, Perros Del Mal. You know who I would have as the top faction on Raw or SmackDown? Perros Del Mal, and put them with Dominic and McDonough, Angel, Berto, Daga, Bronco Nima, and Carmen Petrovich.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
The top heel faction on
that would be severely interesting.
It's different. It's a breath of fresh air. It's new. It's fresh. I've come up with that idea actually for a while now. I've said it here several times the past 2 weeks here on the podcast.
This is the other thing I think that would be beneficial. I think what needs to also happen, this is just me, I think what we need to see is something to the effect of one thing and one thing alone. Hunter's got to find a way to build another heel. JC Jane's good, but she ain't ready for that big of a spotlight. Stratton, we know what she's capable of.
Yes.
Okay. The other thing I think that needs to occur, at least this is my opinion, is find me that diamond in the rough that can be the heel. Because we know Rhea can do it. We know Tiffany's capable. We already know about Jade. Blech. But get me BFAB. Get me Chin. Or Mia Yim, as I will always address her as. Because here's the rub. Mia's a good heel. Go back to the days of TNA. You'll get that. Feed her to Chelsea. Feed BFAB to Chelsea. Start figuring out the underlying fucking damn what the hell you want to call it?
Yeah.
Figure that out. And guess what? You'll be fine.
Yeah. But getting a little bit off top. But yeah, I was thinking maybe Kendall Gray.
I would not turn to Kendall Gray heel.
No, I mentioned a diamond in the rough. Not a heel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that Kendall came into her own. That just, you want to talk about holy shit.
Yeah.
But we need to find somebody. You know what?
Britt Baker, if she leaves AEW to go to WWE, Britt Baker. If she wants to jump ship. She's not been on AEW TV in 2 years, and I think she's pretty much out because Tony has not brought her back. She was off TV all of last year. And if she hasn't been on TV at all last year, I don't think she's not coming back, bro. I think
Tony said this. He's trying to figure out something, and she's still healing from an injury. She had to have something done. She had a nasty little something done. So that's why. I'm going to say this. You know what I want to see?
What?
And I think it would work. We all know that the one that's heading here to, I don't know, SmackDown, we know she's a heel. Who am I thinking of?
Well,
you just mentioned her.
Lola Vice.
Bingo. Think about that.
Yeah, she can do the face or the heel. She can do either one.
Yeah, but put her in the fucking damn heel. And there you go. There's someone to feed to Chelsea. We know she's capable.
Either mid card or main event, U.S. champion or women's champion. She could do either one too.
Hence why I'm saying you now have a heel that we can feed to Chelsea because you need it. I hate this. I hate it. I loathe it entirely. I really do. But get me Lola Vice to duke it out with Chelsea. We need that right now. Not saying that to be nasty, but I think it needs to happen. And here's why I say it. One, think about this for a second. Chelsea needs a good, solid heel. Who's better? Because you said it, Nick. We don't have many on the main roster. We don't.
We just turned Lyra on Raw, but we don't know if Bailey's coming back or not, and they'd be foolish to let her go. But there again, like I said, there's not that many heels in the women's division that are that good. So Rhea's the most over woman in the entire company, pretty much the face of that division. To turn her heel though is a big risk. Would they be willing to do that though? I don't think it would be a bad idea. Like Cody Rhodes going heel, he's the face of the company. Turning him heel is a big risk. Like you talk about,
he can handle it. If you do it the way I would do it, because you just said he's going to kill you. Here's what you do. Because we're in the predicament we're in and you're going to turn him, there's no doubt in my mind. You know what you do?
Yeah.
It has to be on Randy.
I mean, if Randy's the guy to be the catalyst to turn Cody heel, I'm all for this. And this is what should have been
what you do.
And honestly, Eric, this should have been the WrestleMania build with Cody and Randy, and not this Pat McAfee crap.
I agree. I agree with you.
That was just terrible.
Yeah,
and it killed the Cody and it killed the Cody and Randy build and the Mania build going into WrestleMania. It killed.
I agree with that. But do you want to know? If you would have done it that way, I would make it a big risk. You want to know how you turn him heel? The biggest risk. Big one. You want to know what it is? Randy puts his career against Cody.
You could do that.
No. I'm saying from this year. If you would have done it from this year, okay, just stick with me for a minute. If you would have done it from this year, all right, and how do I want to put it? And I know this is probably going longer than what you expected, but we're talking good stuff. Okay, what I'm thinking is Randy puts his career on the line and he loses. You can't tell me that wouldn't have pissed enough of the fans off to turn on him.
Could, and they come to SmackDown after Mania where he's booed out of the building. That could have been. Says
like Roman was after he beat Taker at Mania 33, and he goes, "It's my yard now."
Yes.
And then you turn around and Cody goes, "I'm the legend killer, Gunther."
Yeah. And if you want to do Cody and Gunther that way, absolutely.
Oh, I would love that.
That would have worked. That would have worked better. Honestly, the way you put it out, Eric, would have worked a lot better instead of what we got. Until Sami Zayn saved it.
I'll say this much.
Also, another story I heard: Aleister Black was supposed to be apparently involved with that Cody Randy stuff until Pat McAfee got involved. How Randy Orton made the call. That was supposed to be Aleister Black in that situation.
Yeah, I'd heard rumor. I didn't know how accurate.
And Black was going to help Orton win the title from Cody at Mania. That would have been great. And then Aleister got released again.
That would have been oh shit.
Yeah, it would have been something different. And Aleister Black said it going into Mania before the Chamber this year that he wanted the 09 Orton back.
This is true.
That would have made so much sense. But no, we had TKO, Ari Emanuel. I mean, say what you want about. I mean, Does Triple H get blame? Yes, but at most. Say what you want about him playing it safe the past year or so, but going into WrestleMania with Cody versus Randy with the Pat McAfee inclusion, I don't blame him for that. And apparently that was all Ari Emanuel TKO to include Pat McAfee because they were low on ticket sales. Well, if you didn't outprice the families and the fans, you wouldn't have to resort to this. How about you?
Yeah, no shit.
Lower the goddamn ticket prices, Ari, Shapiro, and TKO. And greedy, money-hungry motherfucking bastards. That all you care about is this, and your shitty, and your sponsors, and your constant commercials and ads. You know, fuck them.
Right.
God, I can't stand TKO, Eric. How they outprice and they have to do commercials during WrestleMania.
Well, think about it for a minute.
They even
they're trying to catch up to UFC.
Root beer mascot after Chad Gable's IC title win at SummerSlam. That shit pissed me off too.
Don't even get me started. Here's the other thing, though. All right, you want to know what royally pissed me off the most? And I mean this.
Yes.
When I say it, just give me a second. I'm checking something. Hang on. The thing that pissed me off the most about it was the fact that here we are, and guess what? Newsflash, folks.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching them try to catch up to UFC, and even I know it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and everybody knows it's bullshit. It's ridiculous. But I know time is fleeting, and we're probably going to have to get going because we all have lives to do. But
yeah, it's like we got like a few more things to talk about. SmackDown,
yes, we do.
Going back to 3 hours, and then the CM Punk thing. I want to 2 things.
Yep, we're going to touch those. I know. I want us to get to those before we have to wrap it up because this has been a good show overall. Yeah. But what I'm going to say to you is, yes, you're right. This has, TKO all over it. They're trying to go. Here's what they're doing. Instead of going after the longtime fans who've been there through it all, they're going to the casual fan and they're fucking that up. And I'm going to tell you right now, you wait. I'm going to call it today. You're going to see the generational fans. They're going to go back to, they're going to be checking AEW. You wait. I'm fucking telling you. As the day is long, I'm calling it.
TKO, man, they got to get their shit together, man. I don't know what it's going to take, but they can't ignore this forever. Eventually, they're going to have to fucking, get their heads out of their ass and, and actually listen. Not everyone is fucking rich and not. It's like the families want to come to the shows. I mean, say what you want about Vince McMahon and creative. He was awful and creative, but Vince is not the one, would never be the guy that would outprice the families and would want them to come to the shows and have a blast at the times of their lives. Back then it's like even in the nosebleeds, they were like, what, $50-$60, which I think is a lot more way more reason is more than reasonable.
Absolutely.
Now that's like double the prices, dude. 120 in the nosebleeds for Madison Square Garden Saturday night's main event a month ago, 120 in the nosebleeds. So that's like ridiculous, especially if a family of 5. That's like about $600,000, and you got to think of a plane if you're out of state, a hotel if you stay in a hotel, a taxi or cab or Uber, food, merchandise. It's an arm and a leg.
Well, here's my arm. I can't show my leg right now.
Even the WrestleMania tickets, bro, in Las Vegas this past April, thousands in the floor seating. I kid you not.
Oh, I heard.
A piece in the nosebleeds. Ridiculous. Highway robbery.
Oh, believe me, I know. I heard.
I don't even want to think about what the ticket prices are going to be in Saudi for WrestleMania next year. I don't even want to think about that.
Don't even. Just save your sanity. I'm telling you that now. Save your fucking sanity. But let's get to the other 2 topics of discussion. And this has been, folks, an overall great discussion.
Yeah.
Today in general.
Indeed.
So What are the other two things you want to talk about?
SmackDown, apparently, I mean, I'm not surprised because I think it's part of their USA Network deal until their USA Network deals up in the fall of 2029. But apparently, just like last year and this year, SmackDown for the first half being 3 hours and the 2 hours for SmackDown the second half of the year. January next year until June, July of next year, SmackDown first half of next year, like last year and this year, first half 3 hour SmackDowns. Yay! Said nobody ever. I don't care.
It
what
worked for Raw
says.
when it was on USA.
It's not the show format; it's the creative. I get it, and it is the creative, not the show format. But dude, no show should be 3 hours week to week, bro. You could dig up Hulk Hogan and Eddie Guerrero out of the grave and make them alive again and younger again. It still would not be enough for a 3 hour show. It's just too damn long. It's too damn long. It drags, and I'm not a fan of it. I mean, they're better at 2 hours, and 2.5 hours is a sweet spot, but 3 hours? I mean, unless you have a very good stacked roster for a 3 hour show and the creative's good, unless you have all that, I have no interest in a 3 hour SmackDown. And we all knew this, but I'm not excited for it.
Right.
I'm not. And I mean, it's just, and this is all USA Network thing because they love that third hour. They did it with Raw when they used to be 3 hours on USA Network.
Oh, I remember that.
They went to Netflix. That was just, they had 3 hours every week, and it was just like, and you just said, you fall asleep.
Yeah.
And
like you're an old fart in front of fucking.
Yeah. That third hour, though, probably does better numbers than Law and Order reruns and Chicago PD reruns and NCIS reruns, which is all USA Network has. If they didn't have SmackDown, they are basic. That USA Network channel is basically dead without SmackDown.
Oh, that's an understatement and a half.
All they have is Law and Order Special Victims Unit reruns. It's nothing but reruns of Law and Order. Literally, all there's is reruns. Like all day of nothing but Law and Order and Chicago PD and 911. That's literally all they have. Even Braun Strowman's Everything on the Menu blows those shows out of the fucking water, too.
Oh, I know. It's... Don't even get me started.
The Law and Order, dun. Like, literally, you can have 12 a.m. Law and Order, then 1, then until the afternoon to the 8 p.m. Law and Order. Like, literally,
exactly. It's just... It just baffles me. There's times where my head hurts from this shit.
Yeah. I can't even get through a 3 hour SmackDown. I mean, Mitch and I tried it with the watch longs last year. It was just too damn much. Too much. I could barely sit away to keep up.
That's why we gave you the advice you needed. But overall, it's just, and it's hurting talent. Think of it that way. I mean, we haven't seen, Jordan Grace among others.
I think she needs to be traded to fucking Raw. With SmackDown getting Tatum Paxton.
There's no way.
Trade Jordan Grace to Raw. Turn her heel. She's another one I would turn heel. Turn her heel, put her with Paul Heyman. I think she even requested to work with Paul Heyman. I would love that.
Yeah, that's true. She did request that.
If I'm doing this, I'm trading Jordan Grace to Monday Night Raw, put her right with Paul Heyman.
But who do you get for if you trade her?
Well, if you trade her, that's a good question. Well, I mean, or swap. I mean, you got SmackDown got Tatum Paxley and Lola Vice. Why not do Jordan Grace and Julia to Raw? Julia's not doing much on SmackDown too.
Exactly.
Julia and Jordan Grace.
That would definitely shake some shit up. I agree.
Something like that. So I mean I think that's even right there. I know it's like you're like NXT doesn't get much really anything, but I think they'll be fine. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I was thinking like Britt Baker maybe jump ship and go to NXT. I mean, if Zilla Fatu can do it, so can she. I don't know what she wants to do. Or Statlander not doing much anything at AEW. I mean, it's just the thoughts out there. But yeah,
there's a lot of different shit. And then I think the best thing to close this out Man.
CM Punk and Kevin Owens.
Oh.
Kevin Owens won round 1. I don't care what anyone says.
No, I concur.
Kevin Owens
Dude,
won.
I definitely agree.
He said, I am determined to not make this company. I am determined, after seeing what you've become, I am determined to have this company not turn me into a miserable piece of shit like you, what Kevin Owens said to CM Punk.
I thought that
was great. That line right there, I'm like, yes.
That's exactly what I had hoped.
And they brought up their 2005 incident where CM Punk left Ring of Honor for WWE in 05 when Owens was a fan, when he was Kevin Steen, and brought up the fact that CM Punk, he came back 3 years ago. Everyone's saying he's changed, as a better person. Kevin Owens is like, oh, that's all a lie. I know he's a cancer. And then he called CM Punk by his real name, Phil, which I like too. When you bring up the name Phil, CM Punk's real name, that's where it's like it gets, now we're cooking. And Owens and Punk definitely cooked round 1.
Oh, the promos that are going to lead up into this.
The biggest match you can do outside of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes.
House of Glory just got Zelina Vega.
If Zelina Vega here first, I heard Jonathan Coachman, shout out to him, and behind the turnbuckle, he mentioned, I think with JD from NY206 with the 2 count, that he heard Aleister Black, Malachi Black was going to AEW. The way Tony treated him, I don't know why you would trust him. You mentioned Zelina Vega going to HOG, House of Glory. You know who I would have an HOG with her? Malachi / Aleister / Tommy End. I would do that.
Yeah, I would. I just
think was Zilla Fatu. I think that would be a very fair trade.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Like I kind of have Aleister and Zelina make HOG their own, pretty much like these two are making the Indies their own, even ACW their own. Killer / Carrying Cross with Scarlett. They're killing it on the Indies. Crosses, loving what he's doing.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a guy that should have never left in the first place. I think, and it was I really do think it was a TKO Ari. They wanted to talk to him before his wife, which was bullshit. Why he left after SummerSlam last year. It's just my opinion.
Don't. You'll just hurt your brain.
I know.
I wish I could tell you. I really do.
After reading reports last year that why he left.
Oh yeah.
And that pipe bomb he caught last year about, got to be a good soldier, you got to become undeniable.
Right. I'll tell you this. Look at what happened with Andrade. He went back. Look at him now. He's doing good.
He is. I don't know what that. Maybe there's something we don't know. I don't know what's going on, but we don't know. We'll never know.
So, yeah. Part of it can be creative. Part of it's other elements, but time will tell. Overall, I'll say it for what it is.
Kevin Owens, good stuff.
Kevin Owens won this round. I don't think I'm going to argue that one. One thing I will say is if I'm booking this, I don't know when the match is going to be. I think you said.
Well, apparently they're going to be in Toronto, Canada. August 21st on SmackDown is set for the WWE Championship.
You know what I would do?
Kevin Owens.
Okay, so we're less than a week and change away. You know what I do?
Put the belt on KO.
Well, that's this, not 6-7, but you get my point. Huh? You know what I would do instead? And I'm talking leading into match, not the match itself, but leading into it. Don't let them touch.
Okay.
Make the fans go back to the days where you could have a promo where neither guy touched, and it gave you that anticipation. It gave you that, oh shit, this is going to be violent. This is going to be intense. These guys are going to go at it. That type of shit. Because when you do that, you know what you're going to add out of it?
Yes.
You add that level of intrigue, that level of wanting to see just what the hell's going to happen. Who's going to beat who? Who's going to beat the shit out of whoever? That type of stuff. It's the intensity. It's the up in your face. Those things. And for this, you need that. For these two, for the history, you need it. Plain and simple.
Now, I wonder if because Sami Zayn is also owed a WWE Championship one-on-one rematch, he lost the thing to Punk after holding it for 9 days. Sami Zayn has every right to have a rematch. He also wants the championship back. That's another thing. And they had a backstage thing with KO and Sami during SmackDown last Friday where they were talking at a backstage in a segment.
I told you there's
Owens
a
and
lot
Sami
of
had
layers to
history.
this.
And Owens, the last match he had before he went out with the neck injury and surgery before he came back this year. Elimination Chamber, Toronto, Canada, last year, unsanctioned.
I'm telling you,
Sami. Now it's a full circle.
I'm telling you,
And
there are layers to this.
With Sami and Kevin.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers now.
Yes,
to play with.
Very intertwined. I love the SmackDown main event scene, Eric. I do. You have Punk, Cody, Randy, Owens, Sami, Gunther. You can add Finn Balor in there too. And when Drew McIntyre comes back, though I think he should go to Raw because it's very uneven. Raw is very.
Tell me that's not going to happen coming up soon.
Drew McIntyre.
You can't tell me, dude. I'm telling you now. You watch. I would not. If it's Sami not screwing Punk, tell me I'm wrong.
Or maybe Owens beats Punk because of Sami's help.
Well, that's the other part of it, but
we have the Yep movement back. Remember the Yep movement?
Yeah, but hear me out. What if Sami tries to help, that backfires? Like,
Owens and
Punk's
Sami
able to fight him off during the match. You know what I would do? Cue Drew's music. Drew doesn't have to hit the ring. Just have him stand there. Boom. Off the distraction. And there you go.
And Punk loses a title or retains?
Lose.
To Owens because of McIntyre. I mean, Matt Punk and McIntyre did have their end feud in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood 2 years ago, but
do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So there's a lot of layers to this that we can play with. And that's what's so beautiful is you've got KO now that is basically on the cusp. He's got the fans behind him. Not saying that he won't do it. I'm saying now you have an excuse. Yes. If Punk somehow now see, the only other thing I would think about is either KO wins clean or Punk retains it clean. Because then it goes, oh, son of a bitch, what do we got to do here?
Well, I don't think with CM Punk and Kevin Owens, I don't think that's one and done. I think they have some series.
No, that's going to be...
Just like with Punk and Cody, that's not one and done either. I would I probably...
That's got...
Like if one loses, I don't think they lose. Neither man loses clean. I think somehow there's going to be like a fuck finish somehow. Somebody's going to interfere, like at least a Sami Zayn or somebody.
I wouldn't do it right out the gate. I wouldn't do it right out the gate. I would try to drag it as much as I could so that you get that. So that when it happens, you get that. Oh shit!
Or I was thinking maybe you have it end this way, and Owens and Punk is not one and done, but they have like a fuck screwy finish. Like Owens makes it personal. Now I don't know how likely, but do you remember Samoa Joe, AJ Styles from SummerSlam 2018, where Samoa Joe brought up AJ Styles' wife Wendy and said, Wendy, I know I made you a promise that daddy's coming home, but I'll be your new daddy. And AJ Styles went crazy and used the chair, got himself DQ'd, but went ballistic on Joe.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
That was at that SummerSlam Live in Brooklyn in 2018. That was great. That AJ Joe went, the Joe thing when Samoa Joe was talking about Wendy. That was great.
Oh, I remember.
And then the SmackDown after Samoa Joe's like, oh, Wendy.
I remember all that. Trust me.
That was fantastic, bro. Absolutely fucking fantastic. I don't know about Owens bringing up personal that way with CM Punk with his wife. And then CM Punk loses it on Owens.
Oh, that would be fucking insane.
That's why I bring that up with AJ and Samoa Joe.
I think the other way you could do it If you want to make it personal, you know who has to get involved. It's AJ.
AJ Lee, yes, CM Punk's wife.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to go that far. Keep this as pure as you can. I will say that, in my opinion, there's a lot of layers. So we'll see what happens overall. But yeah, I'm looking at that time. I think you know what that means.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, I'm looking forward to it. I've not looked this much forward to SmackDown in a long time. And with Kevin Owens back, bringing life back to that show. I mean, listen, I know it's not turning a corner like right now, but if they continue this, they could potentially. But Owens just brings life back to that show and the SmackDown and the WWE product. I mean, SmackDown has the potential.
It needed it, no
to
lie.
be the A show again with Owens back. There's no excuse anymore for SmackDown to be terrible anymore. Like, literally no excuse. Like, oh, we don't have time. It's a 2-hour show. You have time for Owens.
Exactly.
You know, let's get Johnny Gargano back instead of him laying on a fucking crate for 6 months. Let's get him back.
Just don't even get me started on
Damian
that.
Priest and R-Truth get the tag titles off them. Let's get Damian Priest back in the main event. He's a former world champion. You know, let's get Ilya Dragunov back on TV. Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe. Let's get her in the ring. Blake Monroe. Candice LeRae, same thing. Kiana James as well. You know, SmackDown has a very, very talented roster, and they need to, it all comes down to the creative. And with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton back, there is no more fucking excuses to have terrible SmackDown still. If you have this great of a roster now with Owens and Orton back, especially Owens, and you still can't get SmackDown right, then somebody in the back needs to be fired and something needs to change. And I don't know what we're doing at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
There's really no more excuses anymore. Oh, well, we don't have time for a Johnny Gargano, or a Ilya Dragunov. It's a 2-hour crunch time show. You have time. Enough of the excuses. You have time for these guys. It's your job to creatively come up with something meaningful for these guys on television. You know? There's literally no more excuses. Sure. No more excuses with Owens and Orton back, because Owens and Orton, especially Owens, brings life back into that product that was absolutely missing.
Oh, definitely.
Back and you see how much of a difference maker Owens is. That moves the fucking needle. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Kevin Owens is a difference maker and rattles cages. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd give Owens the belt on August 21st. I do think Punk wins because he just won it a month ago. He's going to have a lengthy reign more likely than not. I do think Owens should win it during that reign. Punk could always win it back, but we'll see. But I don't think Owens wins it on the 21st. I'd love to see it, but I just don't see it happening.
No, I don't either.
As much as I'd love to see it. But anyway, I'm very sure it's going to be a great match, though. And you damn well know that crowd is going to be pro KO because they're in Canada.
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the clock. You and I both know we could talk about this forever, but we both have to get back to it.
Absolutely, man. But it was great to have you. I mean, great discussion.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm sure this we'll do this again, and I'm pretty sure we'll do this
somewhere
again
down the road.
Absolutely, man. I mean, shameful no Adam Carl here, who should hopefully be back next week from his little vacation. But with that being said, make sure you hit that like on the video down below. Hit that bell for all notifications after subscribing to Fiorio's Nation. It helps in the YouTube algorithm, so make sure you go subscribe to the Fiorio's Nation, and also subscribe to the Over the Top Rope podcast and Eric on X as well. Eric, where can we follow you besides the X and stuff, or Twitter?
You can find me on all the socials. You never know what I'm gonna say or do. Lastly, I'll just say this again. Stop talking about that shit in mixed company. Pro wrestling is fun and for everybody and meant to be an escape. And folks, show my boy Furious here some love and appreciation. Show the OTT mob some love. Show hardcore sports. But with that being said, Nick, I think you and I both agree it's time to go.
Absolutely, man. This is episode 37 of Forbidden Podcast. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Be back most likely next Friday. Me and Adam Carl next Friday for episode 38. We will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Adios.